everybody, welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming. I am the INSANEBRIT, and this is this week's News Friday, where I talk about all the week's gaming news, gaming topics, and I've got a ton of stories to talk about, specifically some zombie games, a new movie sequel that's going to be coming out. But first of all, I want to touch on net neutrality, and you may have heard or may not have heard a lot about it, but I'm going to have my 2 cents on it anyway to inform you and to give you my opinion on it. Now, this is quite a big topic, and I feel a little bit talking about it, but net neutrality is the guiding principle that internet speeds for every single website, from Amazon to HMV or whatever, remain the same. Facebook, YouTube, etc., so I can access it equally, and there's no favoritism in the getting to that page, you know what I mean, in terms of internet speed. For example, slowing down internet speeds for one company over another. So for example, if I go to Netflix, I watch that perfectly, and then I decide to watch something on Amazon Prime, the internet company says, nah, fuck that, and it punishes me for it, and really slows my internet, so I cannot get to Amazon Prime, making me feel frustrated, and just, you know, making Amazon Prime lose customers, and me just essentially sticking to Netflix. So it's a guiding principle that protects customers/consumers from internet companies doing some shady shit and slowing down the internet. Now, the FCC have said that taking away these rules will help innovate the internet and blah blah blah. It's a lot of bullshit. It won't. It really won't. It's gonna be unfair to companies. Well, a lot of companies. Now, they said, the FCC has said, well, you got to trust the internet companies not to slow down the internet. Blah 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 blah. That's fucking horseshit. How do you trust a company? There's nothing wrong with having that enshrined in the law, stating that they cannot slow down one website for another to protect your bosses, the US taxpayer, by the way. Now, net neutrality, essentially, in this instance, only affects the United States because that's what they have, and it's there. Now, you may be asking, what about the EU? And UK specifically? The EU actually has it already enshrined in their law that states that no company can do that, which is the one thing the EU actually have done. And of course, I believe the UK might have something like that as well. And if they don't, they should implement the EU laws into our own laws, making that the proper thing. So it ain't going to affect Europe, and it ain't going to affect the UK. However, what happens when net neutrality is gone in the USA? What could happen? And it has gone now, by the way. They've had the vote, it's gone. Now, in theory, what could happen is like they do with Sky Sports, and that is basically sell you a certain package. Here's a sports package, that's an extra £5 or whatever. Here's the movie channels, that's another £5. If you want entertainment and dramas, that's another £5, and it tops up and up and up, and that's essentially what they could do with the internet itself. It would be something like this: the social media package, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that's an extra £5, please. Oh, you want a streaming service? Well, that's Amazon Prime, Netflix, and YouTube. Oh, but that's an extra £5 as well. And that's what could happen. Now, that hasn't happened yet, but essentially it could happen, and that's what people are afraid of. People's internet bills go up, and of course, internet companies actually having the monopoly on it, and you know, slowing down certain websites where they don't agree politically, where they don't agree with a competitor, etc., etc. We've already had, I think it was Horizon or some other big company like that in the United States, actually try and charge more for iPhone users to use FaceTime. About 4 or 5 years ago this was. So they do shady shit under the radar, and then people call them out on it, but it's still not the point, and there should be extra protection there for the United States customer/consumer. Now, there has this been underlying rumor that or suggestion that the internet could be run locally by a government itself, which basically means the government has no stake in it. It's just essentially a government-funded internet company where basically you will get internet and it's all equal and there's no stake in it, etc., etc. And of course, if all the Americans switched to that, or a lot of them did, all these big companies who run their internet companies over there would be in a lot of shit and in a lot of trouble. Now they have come out and said, oh, but the government running an internet company, they don't know how to do it. They fuck it up. Are you kidding me? You're telling me the United States can go to war, they can go to the fucking moon, yet they can't run an internet company? You fucking stupid. They've got enough money to buy and sell your fucking sorry ass, or all your employees, or offer them 5 times the amount of wages that you give them. You would be fucked. The United States wouldn't be fucked, you would be fucked. Having said that, any company that does try and implement that shit, I would just personally switch internet companies. That's my suggestion if they try and implement that. You know, it's not like the United States haven't got the money for it, by the way, as well. I'll give you an example of this. The United States are investigating how they've lost the money. The United States are investigating how they've misplaced money over a number of years. How much is it? Is it $1 billion? Is it $10 billion? How do you misplace $10 billion, you might be asking? Well, it's actually a lot more serious than that. But this just shows how much money the country has lost. $21 trillion has gone missing over the course of so many years. 21 trillion? How the fuck do you misplace that? So don't be telling me that the United States couldn't afford or wouldn't have the knowledge to run an internet company. You know what I mean? I hate to go down that route even, because it doesn't seem right. We've had Google come out, even though I'm in partnership with them and I don't partially agree with them politically, have come out and said, oh, we basically agree with the sentiment of free and open internet. A bunch of other people have come out and said it. I think even Facebook and stuff like that, etc., etc. And they even gave impassioned, one or two people gave some speeches at the FCC meeting, one of the first open meetings that they've actually had on the subject, and essentially the guy, Patel, or whatever his name is sitting on the board and just mocking it and going, so it's a no then, from you. You know what I mean? Just taking the complete piss and ignoring the impassioned speech that some of these individuals were giving on an open and free internet. It's just absolutely ridiculous. You know, and like I said, 85% of Americans disagree with the decision anyway. So he's going against these bosses. It's retarded in itself. Well, that's the story about net neutrality. Sorry to bang on about that, but it is important, and I hope that you, whoever you vote in your local government or national government or whatever it may be, make sure you get their viewpoints on net neutrality, and hopefully, because it's in any voting system, make sure that's one of your guiding principles, that they believe in an open and free internet and should implement the the net neutrality law. That's got to be enforced in there. Anyway, so that's net neutrality done. Next up is the, now this is very interesting. If you love zombies, you're going to be loving this. A World War Z game has been announced. Yes, indeed. Now, if you haven't seen World War Z, it stars Brad Pitt and zombies. So, if you're really into Brad Pitt, or you're really into zombies, or even both, you go check that shit out on Netflix. It is now available on there, and it's one of the best zombie films I've seen. You may be like, oh, it's another zombie film. Well, it puts on a unique spin on the zombie genre. And the game is coming out. Saber Interactive announced a new 4-player cooperative game inspired by Paramount Pictures of World War Z movie at the Game Awards. The game's co-op campaign will see players completing unique survival stories and missions at various locations around the world, including New York, Moscow, Jerusalem. Players must have a variety of weapons, traps, barriers, and environments to defeat the zombie horde. Sounds like zombies on a mass scale from Call of Duty, don't it? World War Z is named synonymous in the heart-pounding fear and action. We're excited to finally capture the energy in a fast-paced and gruesome experience crafted specifically for modern PC. Saber Interactive, the CEO Matt Kurt said. So, this is going to be launch in 2018 for Xbox One, PC, and PS4. I have seen the trailer. It looks absolutely fantastic. Very exciting. Man, co-op, I mean, the amount of zombies running at you is just, like, scary as shit. I won't even deny that, man. I was actually listening to the trailer on these, and it got good sound. It actually shit me up. I was like, damn, frightening, intense pace. Anyway, so that's, I know that we've got Days Gone is coming out as well. So there might be a saturated, oversaturated at this point, zombies. There's been a Resident Evil, we've got Days Gone, we've got this game coming out, and of course, we've got the Walking Dead, Final Frontier, which I'm going to be, or I think that's Final Frontier, I'm going to be playing at some point as well. But this, and then we've got this zombie game, okay guys, we've got a second zombie game coming out, okay? It's called The Walking Dead. Basically, the Walking Dead game, of course, is a Telltale series, but moving that aside, this one has actually been blessed by the actual company itself, who make The Walking Dead, the TV show, and it's based, I was hoping it was going to be based on that, but apparently it's a bunch of new characters, and they've got, you know, essentially their own thing going on. Now, in both the zombie games I'm talking about at this point, I'm talking in terms of level of graphics, is The Last of Us graphics. Like, literally, that's how good the game looks. It's not about cartoony shit or anything like that. It is actually brilliant graphics. The article states, another Walking Dead game is on the way. This one looks pretty good. The first trailer of Overkill, this is what it's called, Overkill's The Walking Dead, has landed, showing off Aiden, one of the game's multiple protagonists, as a video shows the game set in Washington, D.C. The zombie hordes have taken over. It's a cool setup for a video starting with Aiden's pre-zombie outbreak, life, etc., etc. Some key blah blah blah. Sorry, I'm just, it's from Starbreeze Studios. Yeah, this is interesting. Overkill The Walking Dead launches in fall 2018. We still don't know too much about the gameplay. Confirmed will support. Oh yeah, it will have co-op in terms of story. Will expand on the Walking Dead universe of new characters and storylines. The game is being made with the blessing of Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman, who was certain from day one when he saw the project it was a co-op action game fans had been waiting for. It is also a result of a new long-term partnership between Starbreeze and Kirkman's Skybound Interactive Company. The partnership will extend into the next decade and marks a new era for Starbreeze, the company said. Blah, blah, blah. Nope, more to say about that. Sorry, I'm just trying to get... Oh, yeah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, it was announced in 2014, and the game was scheduled to come out in 2016, then it was delayed in 2017, and unfortunately has been delayed again until 2018. So hopefully this year we actually get the game in itself. Now, I have seen the trailer. It looks fucking awesome. It's a guy who's going to work in Washington, D.C. in a suit and tie, you know, people bumping into him, you know, everyday life, and then after that, he like closes his eyes of all people trying to ring him, get through to him, and really frustrating, you know, like a shitty day. And all of a sudden he wakes up and everybody's dead, they're all zombies, and he sticks his baseball bat in a car near a zombie body, a zombie corpse, and bibs the horn, and then a bunch of zombies come out, and then he's like, you know, getting his bat ready to swing. It's really cool trailer. I'm very much excited for it, especially it's based on The Walking Dead. I would like to have seen the cast of The Walking Dead in the game. Rick, and, you know, the Asian dude who's in it, I can't remember his name, you know, and the girl Maggie. I'd like to have seen a story based on them, and that's what I was hoping we was going to be getting, but this actually does look like the first real proper, you know what I mean, high level graphics zombie game we've all been wanting, kind of thing. Let me know what you think on the comment section below actually about that. Do you think we're oversaturated with zombies? I personally think we are, with all the zombie games coming out. Now, it's not that they're not going to be any good. I just feel there's so many. You know, with The Walking Dead, this new Walking Dead game, World War Z, Resident Evil, Days Gone. That's 5 zombie games, and then plus you got a few others over the past few years. But maybe because I haven't really played them, but I'm just listing the names. And you know, maybe they came out a while ago, and maybe you're happy if there's the new zombie games or a bunch of them coming out. I don't know, but it just feels that way more or less to me. What's my next story? The next story is Suicide Squad has officially come up with a sequel. Suicide Squad 2 has officially been confirmed. Definitely looking forward to seeing that movie. God of War on the PS4 will take apparently 25 to 35 hours to complete. That's not bad for a game of any caliber. As you can see, I'm going with the God of War look, the bald head, the beard, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Alright guys, let me just check out these next few stories, and I'll catch you in a bit. Okay guys, I've got a bunch of other stories here, and I'm just going to go through them with you now. The game A Way Out, a cooperative game where you play with a friend, has got a release date finally, March 23rd, coming out March 23rd, 2018 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The cooperative element is so integral, apparently, a part of the experience that A Way Out cannot actually be played solo. The game can be played online, but it is intended to be played in a split-screen setting or co-op. to remove all disconnect between the players sharing the experience. If online is the only option, buying a full copy of the game will allow the purchaser to invite a friend without the game to experience it together for free. So that's really, really cool. I'm amazed they're even doing that. What a company to even come out and do that, where essentially I can buy the game and then I can't play it by myself. I have to have a friend, and I don't fancy going online with a bunch of randoms. I get to go and play with a friend who hasn't got the game. I think that's totally fucking awesome, and I cannot wait to see how that's implemented. It basically says to me, pick up the game, and just for that one time or whatever, when my friend comes around, we can play it couch co-op or whatever, or we can play it online. So that's going to be totally awesome. I don't know how recording that's going to even work, to be honest with you. I really don't know. That's going to be a bitch, ain't it? I haven't recorded with another person playing the game, but that's going to be very, very interesting. But I think that's a great maneuver by them, and there's something I'm definitely going to pick up at some point. Next up, an exciting piece of news: Sony's PSN name change. I got the PSN in 2009, had some name, didn't, at the time, liked it, and now I've recently changed up, and last year I changed my name, and I've got like 600 trophies on my new name, and essentially I was level 16 going on 17 for my original name, which has 2,000 plus trophies. Tonight, PlayStation Experience PlayStation boss Sean Layden gave a glimmer of hope into the PlayStation users may finally be able to change their PSN names. In an interview following the PSX keynote, Layden started off by joking the elves at the North Pole had been working on it. Ha ha ha. He went on to say the ability to change a PS name is more complex than you think when it comes to what has to happen behind the scenes from a technical standpoint. Well, Xbox manages it, why haven't you? All that being said, Layden said he hopes Sony will give players the ability to change the PSN name by PSX 2018. So apparently we're going to have this by 2018, somewhere in the middle of the year. That's pretty cool. I hope we'll see events occur that you won't have to ask me the question at the next PSX, he said to interview Greg Miller, who stated in his exchange by asking the ability to change the PSN name. Name changing has been available for the Xbox platforms for years. The first name change is free on the Xbox, while additional changes incur a fee. We don't know how this would work on the PlayStation if it ever happens. Sony's explanation for why you cannot change your PS name has bounced around a bit over the years. In 2014, they didn't explain that it wasn't a technical issue keeping the feature from being implemented, but instead came down to trolling prevention. In 2015, another PlayStation executive, Shuya Yoshida, said Sony's engineers were looking into it, but was unsure if it would ever be able to deliver the feature in itself. So guys, we will be able to change our name hopefully in 2018. I don't know if I'm going to go back to my original name. Let me know in the comment section if you'll be going back to your name or changing it. Or I suspect if you've got the same profile, you would love the option to change it. And I kind of agree. It's been 10 years now since I made my first PSN name. So I would have wanted to have changed it over in that time period. Of course, I've essentially switched profiles now and just sticking with my new one. I think, even though I've got 2,000 trophies, I've already got 600 trophies on my new on my new profile. So I'm not too far away, to be honest with you. Just double that up and another 400 and I'm practically there. And plus I've got more platinums on my newer one as well. So I don't know, but I'm sure if you're level 17, 18, 19 and above, of course that option to change is definitely going to appeal to you. I know it will appeal. It would have appealed to me back in the day. But so yeah, I think that's a positive thing. Interesting, he said it was not more from a technical standpoint, but from a trolling point, basically on how they handle haters or people abusing other people, etc., etc. I personally don't go online a lot. I know that you constantly get abused, or to a point you do, and it's just a shit show, especially on Xbox, because even if you say the word shit or go fuck you or something to someone, you get banned for 30 days for some bullshit. Fuck that. That's not right. It's too petty with the Xbox. They do a good job, but it's too micromanaged, where you can't say fuck all, or you have to write them a polite letter, you know what I mean? And even then, that can probably be misconstrued as threatening. So I don't bother with online as much as I do, and I haven't done it with a PSN. I don't fuck with the PSN online as much as I used to. So, and then things changed and everything. So I think it's basically, they stopped the PSN name changes based on the fact they were trying to control trolls and stuff like that. Blah, blah. So it's kind of disappointing, really. Next up is Soul Calibur has been announced. A big game, very famous, of course. Bandai Namco confirmed the rumors that started to circulate last month by announcing Soul Calibur VI, I don't know what that is, 15, I don't know. The Game Awards, no solid details were shared. Of course, it's coming out. Apparently, they're saying that it will launch at some point during 2018. So it's a new fighting game for you guys if you're into fighters. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. They're saying there could be a Switch. It could come to the Switch, but I don't know if that's true or not. There's just a rumor. They're unsure. Nothing's been confirmed. Okay. Now, next up is apparently in 2018 a new Harry Potter game will be launched. Warner Brothers recently created a new label specifically designed to publish Harry Potter games off the back of the announcement last month and reveal of a new Pokemon Go-like game titled Harry Potter Wizards Unite. The company has now unveiled another new game in the Harry Potter universe called Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. A new title is a narrative RPG set in the famous school of witchcraft, and it's coming to mobile in 2018. So I'm not sure. I think this might just be a mobile game. I would like to see that on PlayStation 4 or PC or whatever. So that could be interesting. Just out of pure interest. But they're not saying anything about console. They're just essentially saying the mobile phone thing. So that's kind of disappointing, the fact that it might not be coming. But I'll still look out for it either way. I haven't played a Harry Potter game. I did love the movies. It'd be nice to play a game with actually pretty decent and not all crappy graphics, you know what I mean? Today's up to scratch kind of thing. I think it's a universe well worth exploring, especially in this day and age in the current console generation. I mean, come on, it'd be awesome. What else? Alright, we have another rumor here of Battlefield Bad Company 3 might be coming out in 2018. The publisher of Battlefield series, Electronic Arts, has confirmed that a new Battlefield game will be released in 2018, though the EA has yet to confirm any details on the game and what it might offer fans, including whether it will be a modern shooter or if it will keep the series in the past. EA may not have confirmed much of the game so far, but a notorious leaker has spilled the beans in a new video. A YouTuber called Almighty Dak claims that the next Battlefield game will be a Battlefield Bad Company 3, following Battlefield Bad Company 2, which was released in 2010. The YouTuber says that various locations across the campaign are revolving around the post-Vietnam conflict. This does include some Cold War affiliations, but fans should not expect the game to be entirely historically accurate. The game also clues fans in the Battlefield 3's multiplayer. Game modes will include Conquest, Capture the Flag, Rush, Operations, Domination, Team Deathmatch, 5v5 game mode that will be similar to Battlefield 4 Squad Obliteration. Meanwhile, maps will offer tighter gameplay with less focus on all-out warfare, comparable with Battlefield Bad Company 2 maps such as Oasis and Harvest Day. Oh man, sounds pretty cool. I'm trying to get more information. Oh yeah. It also touches upon Star Wars Battlefront 2, loot box backlash. Battlefield Bad Company 3 microtransactions will not follow in the footsteps of a controversial game. The YouTuber acknowledges the potential of the battle packs, but says the system could be entirely scrapped due to the microtransactions backlash. Like any rumor, it's important that it's just a push for salt, blah 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 blah. So essentially this is just a rumour at this point, but he has leaked important information in the past, so it's worth noting. I would love to see a Battlefield Bad Company 3 Battlefield game. I did absolutely love Bad Company 2. I thought it was funny, the writing was good, and I hope we get some more interesting and unique characters in that series. So yeah, definitely something I'll be looking forward to pick up at some point. I've been meaning to pick up the last one. I know I still haven't done it, you know, still playing other games and stuff like that. So that's all the news I have there. My last story, or one that I found here, is Rick and Morty. Now, I'm a huge fan of Rick and Morty. I would love to see a game come out on the PlayStation 4, but Rick and Morty apparently is going to come to virtual reality in 2018. This stars the voice actors of both Rick and Morty, so they're in the game. That's pretty cool. And you'll be able to do some various things, go around the universe essentially, across multiple dimensions, purgatory, and even the Smith's bedroom, along with solving puzzles and experience a great Rick and Morty story. This is what the article says. Okay, so this is some of the things you can do in name. Okay, so you can listen to Rick's instructions, or don't. Walk through portals into space or other dimensions. That's pretty cool. Flip knobs, press buttons, wear hats, throw and break stuff, drink detergent. Okay. Combine objects in the combinator to make new objects. So it's like a mechanism. Okay. Probably make new weapons and stuff. control your own U-Seeks, make him explode. Okay, I can't remember what they actually got. Experience death, okay. Raise a pet, feed a monster, eat fruits and vegetables, learn how to fix fix an intergalactic car. And you can do all these without leaving the comfort of your PSV headset in your living room or basement. We don't know your life, but virtual reality is the most immense way to get into the world of Rick and Morty. Blah 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 blah. And it's like I said, there's no release date I was looking for just then, but 2018 is the release date. But again, you have to pay for a VR headset. A lot of people get motion sickness in that respect, and I'm not. That's why I'm a little bit wary of that. And I don't want to pay £350 or £400, whatever it is, to you know what I mean. To be motion sickness. One last story. Square Enix CEO says they will not be putting microtransactions in our console games. In contrast to publishing, they don't believe that microtransactions have a place in console games. Thank you, Square Enix. We agree with that too. Steingate anime series has been announced for April 2018 as well. If you like Steingate the anime, Steingate Zero has been announced. I think it's essentially the build-up for how he saves the girl. Like the series is goes before a certain part of the original series. I'm not too sure about it, but it is coming in 2018. I probably won't be seeing it for God knows how long until it's dubbed and then comes out in the UK. Blah blah. Anyway, guys, that is about it for this week's News Friday. Man, it got dark really quick, didn't it? I know there's a lot to talk about. I hope you took all that information in. Hope you hit that subscribe button. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any opinions or thoughts on any of the game subjects that I talked about today, put them in the comment section below. It helps me out. I'll even reply to you and give you counter opinions or whatever it is. I'm opening to do that. Of course, join me on Christmas Day for my brand new playthrough of South Park: The Stick of Truth. I'm trying to get the sound better than what it has been, because there's a little bit of an echo there, I feel. I'm kind of frustrated at that. But for the most part, I've finished Game of Thrones today. So yeah, you can watch the epic conclusion of that. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, you can buy some t-shirts as well. That's also in the link in the description below as well if you're interested in that. My merchandise. Helps me out.